evening. We would like to call our public hearing, actually our Meet the Candidate portion of our meeting tonight to order, and then we will go into our budget public hearing. I will read a quick statement just so everybody is aware of how we're going to run this evening's event. Thank you for joining us all for Meet the Candidate. Each candidate will be provided 5 minutes to speak. We have 7 candidates running for the open seats on the Board of Education. 3 board positions are for 3-year terms commencing July 1, 2023 through June 30, 2026. The candidates receiving the highest votes will serve in the 3-year term positions. The candidate with the 4th highest vote will serve in the board position from May 17, 2023 until June 30th, 2024. As clerk of the district, I would like to remind each candidate that there will be a 5-minute timer present on the screen. Please keep in mind that the timer will turn yellow when time is almost up and turn red when time has expired. Please be respectful and conclude your statement in the allotted time frame. We will be holding candidates for the 5-minute time frame. There is no opportunity for public comment during this portion of our meeting. Just a reminder that if anyone has any questions concerning absentee ballots, they can call the business office at any time or send an email, and there's information on our website on how to do that. We will begin the budget public hearing immediately following the Meet the Candidates. The candidates will be called to speak in the order in which they appear on the ballot. A random drawing was held to determine the order of the names. If a candidate is not present when their name is called this evening, there will be another opportunity after the ballot order is completed for anyone who is not present at this time. Our first candidate is Luke Gazarowski.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for allowing us to be able to speak to the public, the board, our students, and staff here at Baldwinsville. My name is Luke Gazarowski. Here to represent the board, and hopefully I can gain your vote and be one of the next board members here sitting behind me next year. Just here to give a brief little about myself. So you're welcome to find out any information or ask any questions. Available on Facebook. You can obviously read my bio in the district newsletter as well as on the website. But briefly, I'm here to support staff, students, the district. I'm a huge supporter of financial transparency, understanding the whys, especially when asking our public for more money when it comes to tax increases. I believe in safety in our schools and doing what we can to make sure our students not only are safe, but feel safe when they come to class every day. I really have an academic focus, and I want to see our academics improve, especially with the schools that are lower on the list or on the state list, and we need to make things better. Very data driven, and I think we can use what we have to really make some significant improvements for all. I really like to see more open dialogue and transparency, maybe conduct a little bit more discussion in business outside of executive sessions. Open community feedback and support. I want to hopefully work with the board and my colleagues to create the ability for the public and community involvement more so than it is today. I really support mental health and wellness for our students. I think that's important not only coming out of the pandemic, but moving forward. And I think that needs to be our focus, is moving forward from where we are today. Fortunately, there's a lot of light that needs to be shed on an issue that we may or may not fully understand. I'm a huge team building and leadership proponent. I think we need to work together, build relationships, build community and communication amongst all. And I really want to push towards forward thinking and planning, especially with Micron coming, the expansion within our communities and our district, and really look at what we can do to enhance what we offer to our students, plan for future students, and really support the staff to meet these needs. I do want to encourage anybody to contact me either on Facebook through Luke Gazarowski for school board. You can contact me directly through Messenger, or if you'd like, just send me an email at gazarowski@me.com. That's my last name, gazarowski@me.com. Otherwise, that's all I have. I really appreciate everybody's time, and please don't be afraid to reach out. Thank you.
Our next candidate is is Lindsay Hawkinson, who did indicate she may be a couple minutes late arriving, so we will move on to Donald Miller. And I am having some technical difficulty with the timer, but I am checking it on my phone. I apologize if it beeps. But
no, that's right. You probably won't have time trouble for me. My name's Don Miller. I'm running for school board. And I'm kind of in my street clothes because I was out knocking on doors, and I'm going to go right back out and knock on doors some more after this. Forgive the casual nature. Lots of people, first question people want to know, why are you running for school board? I'm running for school board because I love kids. I love kids in classrooms. I love being in schools. If I haven't gotten you one of my little handouts, I'll get one before, I'll go into before I leave. I've been a teacher for 16 years. I was a principal for 6 years. The vast majority of that time was overseas at international schools, American curriculum international schools. And a lot of those were startup. Working with universities, it was mostly in Asia, in China, where they have a very, very different education system. So different and so ineffective that they bring international teachers and international administrators in to start private schools on American curriculum, because that's what everybody over there wants, and it's a pipeline for universities over here. And so, with that, one of the things that I like the most, really, about teaching is kind of that a teacher will understand is that aha moment, right? Where you've been working with kids on something, anything, pick a topic, Shakespeare, the definition of infinity, whatever it is, and you're walking through it, and you're really just pouring in, and suddenly a student gets it. And when one gets it, it's like wildfire. It just shoots through the classroom. It's just the most satisfying and the most rewarding thing that I can possibly think of. I'm not certified to teach in New York, and so here I am running for the school board. This is a great way for me to get close. I've got 2 girls in the district, my wife and I, and I just love schools. One of the things that I think maybe sort of helps me a little bit in terms of school board is I've been a principal for 6 years, and in building schools, one of the things in private schools that happens is that principal really becomes sort of like the superintendent. One of the schools that I ran had 7 campuses and 17,000 kids, so it's sort of like a small district. With that, it's valuable. I think there's some sort of value added in understanding how a board works from having been underneath the board. And that, I think, can help us in terms of making decisions, some tough decisions, perhaps, about a superintendent. I'm actually, and I shouldn't do this because I'm not campaigning for anyone, but I was very happy to see the last issue of the school newsletter with the article we may have a candidate. It would be great, I think. I think that this candidate is great for the district. He knows the district, very intelligent, very experienced, the sort of stability, the sort of calm, the sort of strength that I think that we need going forward. Like I said, I'm not here to campaign for anyone. The decision is probably going to be made before any of us actually end up on the board anyway, if we do win. Just one thing. How much time? A minute 30, perfect. Luke mentioned something that's very important. I like Luke. Luke's a good guy. I'm not endorsing him either. I'm not in the endorsement business, but Luke's doing a good job, as are the other candidates, actually. Luke mentioned safety in the classroom, and to me this ties into, again, having been a principal in sort of a larger campus situation. This ties into the superintendent decisions that we've made and that we will make. The district needs a little bit of stability and continuity in that superintendent's position as we move forward. And the reason is this: if there's uncertainty there, if there's loose footing there, if there's unsure footing there, that gets down into the buildings, that gets down into principal's office, gets down into vice principal's office, it gets down to teachers. And when it gets down to teachers, that means it's gotten to the kids. In order to really sort of firm that up and get kids really focused on academics again, I think the right choice, I think a great choice for superintendent is essential. Whether it's the current board that's doing it or the next board coming in, I don't know. But in my opinion, that's one of the most important things that we need to consider. So I would love to have your vote. I'm going to hit the streets again. I think I've been to some of your doors already. If I haven't been, I probably will be in the next couple of days. So thank you for your time. I appreciate everybody coming out.
Our next candidate is Alyssa Cortino. I don't know if she is with us yet. Victor Jenkins.
Sorry I have my back to you.
That's
Well,
okay.
you may have a better view, who knows, I don't know. I'm Victor Jenkins, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for coming out tonight. I'm running for the Board of Education because I believe in Baldwinsville schools. Baldwinsville schools aren't broken, there may be some cracks, but the foundation is solid. The staff, the teachers, the support staff, the administrators are wonderful. What we need to do is get the focus back on the kids and stress some things. And I tell you what my values are. Number one, stability. It's been mentioned before, but to bring back some stability, and I think my experience, I've had 12 years of experience on the school board. I've been president 5 of those years, vice president 1 year. I know a lot of the people that are in the schools right now, and I have a working relationship with them. So it's not like starting new. It's going to be hit the ground running and look for improvements. Here are other things I believe in besides experience. Number one, we need safe schools. I would propose a director of safety and security. We have SROs in every building, but maybe we need some coordination, some oversight. There's a lot of things that go on with when you got, what, 5,400 kids essentially right now in your schools. So you can't have enough emphasis on that. I also think we may need to look at another SRO that might float between Baker and Durkee. So I think that's important. I'm a firm supporter of academics. We've done a great job, and we don't put enough of our academic achievement out there. If you look at the agenda tonight, you will see that on the leadership report, there is about 90% of students passing Regents level courses. Pretty good. We ought to talk about that. And we ought to applaud the people that are teaching these kids and helping them along the way. Also, 90% of students have not had a disciplinary referral this year. I'm impressed. Good job. Also, 90% of students, or yes, 90% of students have been present on instructional days. Absenteeism could be a problem, but obviously the right people are coming forward here. So I think that's important. Second thing, or third thing I believe in is fiscal responsibility. We need to really ensure that we are using our dollars wisely, that we are utilizing state aid. In the past, I think we've done a great job of utilizing state aid and keeping this district moving forward. Lastly, and maybe most importantly, every student counts. We need to celebrate the diversity, we need to celebrate these kids and each individual and find a connection with them that will keep them in the school and willing to learn. Lastly, I think that we have a great opportunity here. You know, with the Micron coming in, and probably in a couple of years they may be turning chips out, we need to invest in our operating budget, we need to invest in our capital budget. We want to be the place when people come here to look at houses and schools, we want to be number one on their list. But to do that, we need to continue to invest. And I think supporting our budgets and supporting our capital projects are one of the great ways to do that. So please come out May 16th. I would appreciate your support. Thank you.
Our next candidate is Andrew Henty.
Thank you everyone for turning out tonight to hear us all speak. Thank the Board of Education and everybody for giving us the opportunity as well. My name is Andrew Henty and I'm running for the Board of Education because I felt that some of the expertise that I have will lend itself to the present board and now the 4 new board members. In the past, I sat 8.5 years on the Liverpool School District Board of Education. The last few was vice president. And I believe in those 8.5 years, we as a Board of Education accomplished a great deal of things for the Liverpool School District. And I want to lend that to the Baldwinsville School District. And as Victor said, this district is definitely not broken. This district is well firmed on its feet. The staff, from the teachers to your grounds crews, to your TAs, to your food service workers, and everyone else are doing their job, and that's why Beeville is what it is today. That's why the Baldwinsville School District is one of the best in Upton County, and I'd like to continue with that. Fiscal responsibility is one of the things that I feel that the Board of Education has to do on a yearly basis when the budget comes out. I'm a retired CEO and president of a company, and that lends me to looking at those type of numbers and making sure that we're putting out the best budget. And I believe the budget we have this year is a really good budget. I also believe in the transportation of the students being very safe, and adding the buses that we're adding year to year is something that I think we need to continue to do. And if you keep those on a cycle, then everybody's going to have a safe bus to and from their school. Extracurricular activities are near and dear to me. I think that if we can engage our students after school, then they're going to want to come to school. And I believe the programs that Baldwinsville has does just that. And I'm sure there's going to be more programs that will be brought to us as a Board of Education that hopefully we can look at and continue to have these children every single day want to come to school and then want to stay after and do some of the things they do. I mentioned the other night that one of the things that I was quite surprised at as a relatively new Baldwinsville resident, 7 years, was that we had a gaming team. And I was just so proud to hear that and so proud to hear their accomplishments. And I think if we can continue with those types of programs, everybody's going to really want to be back in the buildings and, you know, again, day-to-day stuff. My wife is a retired school teacher. I have a son and daughter-in-law that are also school teachers. My son's a phys ed teacher at Liverpool Middle. He coaches JV lacrosse and varsity ice hockey for Liverpool, and his wife teaches 2nd grade at Allen Road. So the education thing to me is near and dear. I also coached at Liverpool until 2005, and I believe a coach is truly a teacher of the game. So when you put the students out in front of the coaches and the staff that we have, you have to remember they're educators every day. Sometimes a student only has a class for a set period of time, but every day after school they have their coaching staff for 2.5 hours. And if we can continue with those types of programs, I think we're all going to be better off. Thank you.
Our next candidate is Victoria Torrey Perez Shires. I don't believe she is with us tonight either. So this will conclude our Meet the Candidate, and we'll move into our public hearing for our budget.